The science behind why we get goosebumps. Have you ever noticed little bumps on your skin when you're cold, scared, or even moved by a piece of music? These tiny prickles, known as goosebumps, might seem inconsequential, but they tell a fascinating story about our evolutionary history, biology, and connection to emotions. In this video, we'll unpack the science behind goosebumps, explaining how they form, why they happen, and what they reveal about the fascinating interplay between our body and mind. Goosebumps, scientifically referred to as piloerection, or the pilomotor reflex, are small, raised bumps that appear on the surface of the skin. They form when tiny muscles at the base of hair follicles contract, causing the hairs to stand upright. While this might seem like a random bodily quirk, there's much more to it than meets the eye. Goosebumps are a survival mechanism rooted in our ancient past, a response that's both physiological and emotional. In simple terms, it's your body's way of reacting to specific triggers, which we'll explore in more depth as we move ahead. To understand how goosebumps form, we need to look beneath the skin. At the base of each hair follicle, there's a small, involuntary muscle called the erector pili. When this muscle contracts, it pulls the hair upright, creating a raised bump on the skin's surface. These bumps are what we recognize as goosebumps. This response originates in the autonomic nervous system, specifically in the sympathetic branch, which controls involuntary actions like heartbeat, digestion, and body temperature. Goosebumps are triggered by this system's activation, typically during moments when the body senses cold, fear, or intense emotion. Goosebumps serve a dual purpose, one tied to our physiological needs and the other connected to emotional experiences. Let's break these down. In our distant past, when early humans were much hairier, goosebumps played an important survival role. When faced with cold temperatures, the raised hair helped trap a layer of air close to the skin, serving as insulation to keep the body warm, similar to how animals fluff up their fur in the cold. In threatening situations, raised hairs made humans look larger and more intimidating to potential predators. This same response can be seen in animals today, like cats arching their backs and puffing up their fur when threatened. While humans no longer have enough body hair for goosebumps to serve these purposes effectively, the biological mechanism persists, a leftover from our evolutionary past. Beyond survival, goosebumps are also triggered by emotional experiences. They can occur during a suspenseful scene in a movie, while listening to an awe-inspiring piece of music, or even from a nostalgic memory. These emotional responses are tied to the brain's amygdala, an area involved in processing fear, pleasure, and emotional memories. When the amygdala interprets a stimulus as significant, be it a physical threat or a moving experience, it activates the sympathetic nervous system. This, in turn, releases adrenaline, which prepares the body for action and causes the erector pili muscles to contract. Physical triggers like cold temperatures have a straightforward explanation. When exposed to the cold, the body attempts to maintain warmth. Raising the hairs on the skin is an ancient thermoregulation tactic that helps trap heat, even if it's no longer effective in modern humans. Fear, on the other hand, is tied to the fight or flight instinct. Goosebumps in a frightening situation are part of a broader physiological response designed to prepare you to confront or escape danger. Your heart races, your senses heighten, and tiny bumps ripple across your skin, leftover mechanisms from the times when these responses decided life or death. What's truly fascinating is how goosebumps occur in response to emotions, even when no clear survival threat is present. This kind of emotional response is uniquely human, highlighting our complexity as a species. Imagine listening to a powerful symphony that sends chills down your spine, or standing at the edge of a breathtaking canyon, struck by awe. These moments of emotional intensity trigger the same sympathetic nervous system that would react to cold or fear. But instead of a physical need, the trigger here is a profound emotional resonance. This phenomenon is often tied to dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Experiences that involve beauty, inspiration, or personal significance release dopamine, which enhances the emotional impact and can lead to goosebumps. Goosebumps are a shared human experience, occurring across all cultures and walks of life. Whether you're watching an emotional movie, cheering for your favorite team, or standing in silent awe of nature's grandeur, the sensation of goosebumps connects us all. It's a reminder of how deeply intertwined our biology and emotions truly are. Interestingly, while everyone gets goosebumps, the frequency and intensity can vary from person to person. Studies suggest that people who are more emotionally sensitive or empathetic are more likely to experience these emotional chills. This might explain why fans at a concert can be swept into the same wave of goosebumps as they experience a collective emotional high. One fascinating link researchers have identified is between emotional goosebumps and creativity. Creative individuals, such as artists or writers, tend to experience goosebumps more frequently. This could be because they are more attuned to emotional and sensory details in their surroundings, which heightens their physiological response to powerful moments. While the physiological mechanism behind goosebumps remains the same, the triggers for cold-induced and emotional goosebumps differ. Cold goosebumps are a survival-related bodily response, rooted in necessity. Emotional goosebumps, on the other hand, stem from the brain's reward system and emotional center. Both are fascinating reminders of how our bodies respond to external and internal stimuli in surprisingly similar ways. Though humans experience goosebumps from emotional triggers, we're not the only species capable of this phenomenon. Many mammals exhibit similar reflexes, especially in the face of cold or danger. A cat's fur stands on end when threatened, and a porcupine plumps its quills for defense. Even though the triggers and purposes might differ, the mechanism itself reflects a shared evolutionary adaptation. You might wonder why goosebumps persist when their evolutionary role has largely faded. Scientists explain that this is likely an example of vestigial behavior, a trait that no longer serves a significant functional purpose, but has lingered through generations of evolution. While they may not keep us warm or scare off predators today, goosebumps remain a powerful link to our emotional depth and evolutionary heritage. One of the most remarkable aspects of goosebumps is how such a small, seemingly insignificant reaction can hold so much meaning. These tiny bumps reflect our ability to connect with our environment, express fear or awe, and unite with others in shared emotional experiences. They are a reminder of the remarkable connection between our physiology and emotions, how our bodies respond not just to survival needs, but to the beauty and wonder of the world around us. Goosebumps may seem like a simple bodily reaction, but they're rooted in a complex interplay of evolution, biology, and emotion. They're a relic of our ancestors' survival mechanisms, a reflection of our sensitivity to emotional depth, and a testament to the shared bond between humans and animals. Whether triggered by the chill of a cold breeze or the resonance of a moving symphony, goosebumps remind us that even the smallest sensations can carry great significance. So the next time goosebumps ripple across your skin, take a moment to appreciate them. They're more than just a physiological quirk. They're a glimpse into what makes us human, our incredible ability to feel, respond, and connect with the world in profound ways.